What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and stimulus checks, fourth ones, and maybe even fifth ones. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Should we get a fourth and fifth stimulus check? Is it needed at this time? And do you believe that Congress is going to come through and provide stimulus checks in this next stimulus package? And yes, you guys, this is your stimulus check update and your stimulus package update. And take a look at this article that just came out yesterday. It says there might actually be two new $1,400 stimulus checks on the way, you guys. Now, I'm going to dive into this article, let you know what they're saying about the potential fourth and fifth $1,400 stimulus check. But also, you guys, I've been keeping you up to date here on the channel, letting you know that if anybody says
there is a stimulus check coming,
or if they say
there is absolutely not going to be a stimulus check,
well, you guys, at this point, I got to be honest with you, nobody really knows. Congress is working away on the next stimulus package, and we're going to see what they decide is necessary to be included. And we've heard Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi say that this next stimulus package should reflect what Congress believes are true values and what is needed for America at this time. So we're going to see, but we have been seeing articles coming out like this. This one came out last month. The fourth stimulus check, more than 20 senators are pushing for reoccurring $2,000 monthly payments. And we've heard that there are members in Congress right now that are saying they'd like to see monthly reoccurring checks, that people need it. And it's the top provision out of everything in a stimulus package that helps fight against poverty. And they're literally calling this next package the anti-poverty plan, you guys. Also, take a look at this. We've seen proposals coming out from Gwen Moore for adult tax credits, essentially another form of stimulus checks where you could get $4,000 or $8,000 over the course of a year in monthly payments for adults. That's not a child tax credit, it's an adult tax credit, essentially another form of a stimulus check. And also, you guys, we've seen proposals coming out like this. Take a look. Stimulus update, $1,200 monthly checks proposed in Congress, and this one would be indefinite, proposed for universal basic income. Now, in addition to that, earlier in the year, back when they were working on the third stimulus check package, we had seen some coming out from the Senate, coming out from the House, reoccurring monthly checks from Senators Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren. Also, the ABC Act for monthly reoccurring checks throughout the course of the pandemic and even 1 year after, you guys. Now, we're going to be seeing what gets included, and I will be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel, regardless of whether there is a check or not. I'll make sure to give you guys the facts so that way you know what's on the way. So I'm going to dive into this article, though, let you know what they're saying as of yesterday from this article. Today, September 1st, 2021, you guys. So we're going to dive right in, but before we do, if you do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you like and appreciate these updates, keeping you up to date on stimulus, unemployment, Congress, the economy, anything having to do with money, don't forget to take a second to smash that like button. I would appreciate it. Just takes a second. Really helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. Also, if this is your first time here, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, come join the RAM fam, the viewing community. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff. And if you got any specific questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, which is by far the best way to get a hold of me if you got any specific questions for me, you guys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to get you caught up on this article and what they're saying about a fourth and potentially fifth stimulus check being included in the next $3.5 trillion stimulus package, the largest stimulus package that we have seen so far. All right, you guys, so first up, link in the description below to this article that just came out yesterday if you'd like to check it out for yourself. And it says there might actually be two new $1,400 stimulus checks on the way. Okay, let's check it out. New stimulus payments are the sun around which the Democratic political ecosystem and its supporters orbit right now. Now, so far, of course, one wave of $1,400 stimulus checks has gone out this year, following two previous rounds of payments last year in March and December of 2020. And you'll recall that first one that came out in March of 2020 was for $1,200 per person and $600 for dependents. And that second one that came out at the end of the year and started hitting bank accounts at the beginning of this year in 2021 was for $600 per person and $600 for dependents. Now, meantime, 2 of the 6 child tax credit payments have gone out since July 15th as well. And it says that those child tax credit payments, with those being a different kind of stimulus check, which puts a few hundred extra dollars in parents' pockets each month through the end of this year. But about a new stimulus check, it says there has been questions as to whether or not the third stimulus check for $1,400 would be the last one that we get this year, or maybe even for good, maybe the end of stimulus checks. However, there's starting to be speculation that Democrats could soon get behind not one but two new $1,400 checks soon, if they want to, that is, you guys. Now, we will see, because as you know, right now, Democrats, they're in control of everything. They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And in order for them to pass this next stimulus package, they're going to be doing it through the process of reconciliation, which means essentially they're just going to be passing the bill through with a majority vote. And since they hold the majority in all those chambers, right now, all they have to do is stay unified, and essentially they'd be able to pass through whatever they'd like. So if they want stimulus checks, they could do it. And President Joe Biden said he's on board. He said, you know what? I'm going to leave it up to Congress. If Congress feels it's necessary and they want to put together the legislative text to do it, I'm open to it. That's what he said, you guys. So we will see what Democrats decide they want to do. Now, reading on, it says new stimulus payments, two $1,400 checks. Now, the reason has to do with one word, and that word is taxes. After a vote in recent days in the House of Representatives to advance the $3.5 trillion budget plan, the party in control of Congress and the White House, which is the Democrats, is now poised to move on to the social spending blueprint. Tax changes would be the key way that the new social spending package is funded, with President Biden, for example, on record as supporting an increase of 28% to corporate tax rates. Democrats also want, at least particularly, to undo President Trump's 2017 tax reforms. Now listen to this. Kyle Pomerleau, a tax expert from an American Enterprise Institute, told NBC News that the tax changes that Democrats are considering could raise $800 billion. And for those of you that are keeping score, that's roughly enough money to fund a pair of new stimulus payments of $1,400 each, you guys. As you will recall, for the stimulus check provision, the last one that we had for $1,400 per person, that cost $400 billion. So what they're saying is these tax changes could provide an additional $800 billion, which could be two new stimulus checks. Now, we will see, you guys. Right now, the current budget for this stimulus package is $3.5 trillion. So $400 billion of $3.5 trillion leaves us with $3.1 trillion to still use as we please. And just to clarify, that is still larger than any stimulus package that we have seen so far. The last one that we had that third stimulus check, that was $1.9 trillion. So this one is almost getting close to double the size of that last one, you guys. So we will see. I will keep you up to date here on the channel. Now, as I mentioned, you guys, we actually do have support in Congress for more stimulus checks, though. Take a look at this article that came out last month. It says more than 20 Democratic senators are reportedly pushing for reoccurring checks worth up to $2,000 to be introduced. Senators Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Cori Bush are among those senators that are calling for reoccurring payments. And they think that the $1,400 stimulus check, the third one we got, is insufficient to help out cash-strapped families. And they wrote a letter saying that they wanted to see this $2,000 per month, you guys, has also been introduced by Representative Ilhan Omar, and that was the ABC Act. Now, in addition to that, it was reported by more than 150 economists, including Jason Furman, who was part of the Obama administration, that direct stimulus payments last year was one of the top ways to help fight against poverty. Now, also, we've seen that petition going around that has over 3 million signatures from people saying they want to see reoccurring monthly checks, you guys. But also, we're seeing other proposals roll out. Take a look at this, you guys. Stimulus update, $1,200 monthly check proposal in Congress, but not for 2021, you guys. So right now, this one is also coming out from Representative Ilhan Omar, where she's proposing $1,200 for adults and $600 for children every single month. And they're saying this is a new form of universal basic income where just you get checks indefinitely for your family. And take a look at this. This one's called the Support Act, you guys. Now, she's saying she wants to run a test pilot program over the course of the next couple of years, and they'd like to officially start it in 2028, so quite some time down the road. Now, also, the adult tax credits that you've probably heard a lot about is getting a lot of support as well. And this is essentially going to be a modified earned income tax credit where adults can get $4,000, married couples $8,000. And this one's coming from Gwen Moore. Take a look, you guys, link in the description below, the Workers' Relief and Credit Reform Act. This one has been proposed to be included in the next $3.5 trillion stimulus package as well. Now, in addition to that, you guys, there's tons of proposals that are now hitting for different forms of provisions for people, and I will be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel so that way you know the latest. And when we get more details about all the provisions to be included, I'll keep you up to date here on the channel. So you guys, that is the latest on the stimulus checks. That article kind of in a roundabout way said that the new tax reforms would be able to provide enough funding to get 2 new stimulus checks if Congress would like to do so. Now you guys, like I said, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel on whatever unfolds. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a second, smash that like button, helps out the channel a ton, lets YouTube know you think I'm doing a good job, and in turn, they're going to continue to promote my videos and get the word out as to what's going on right now, you guys. And also, if this is your first time here, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff. And if you got any questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, you guys. But with that being said, hope this reaches you well. Remember, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, regular uploads and also random uploads throughout the day as news breaks, you guys. But with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.